Hello, hello. Oh my goodness. I need to just take a breath and slow down. I feel like I've been running all afternoon. Not really, but just feels that way. So let me know when you're here. And this is actually my fun time. I get to do something I love doing with you. So, as soon as I see that somebody's here, and I see that you're in here, yay, I'm not by myself, which is even more fun. I'm just going to double check over here, make sure I can see what you see. All right, so how is everyone on this lovely Monday? Kind of drizzly here. Last week I did some gift bags, and they fit like a 6.5 by 8.5. This week is all going to be on all the lives, both tonight and Thursday, and I may pop in a few more times. We're going to be talking about other gift bag ideas. Tonight specifically it's gift cards, which are awesome, but sometimes they can be kind of little. And I wanted to share this idea with you, and I also hope that you got the email from me today talking about Operation Santa. Operation Santa means you tell the people what you want for Christmas, and I help them make sure that happens. So if you've been in love with a stamp set, or you absolutely have really wanted the Stamparatus, but just can't figure out that you should get it for yourself, or maybe you need a few new inks, or maybe some blends, but only you know the colors, and you want to make sure that you get the right thing. Well, there's two choices. One, you can just tell them that you would like to order something from Stampin' Up, and I can do a gift card. Stampin' Up doesn't offer gift certificates, but I do. So they would come directly to me. They would just email me and say, I want a gift card for so-and-so. I will set it all up, and then after Christmas, I will help you order it. Okay? So that's one way. Another way is you make out a list and tell them what you want, and then you pass that on, and then they get in touch with me, and I order it for them, but it comes here, so you don't even know. I wrap it all up, and I ship it to them so that you have it under the tree. So you could truly be surprised. Kind of cool, right? Okay, so that's Operation Santa. And I sent that email out today. So this is one of the cards that I will be using for people that say they want a gift certificate. This is, you might see one similar to this. It would be different paper, of course. But this actually holds a gift card. Gift cards are kind of little, and if you just put them in an envelope and then, or you put it in the card and you just get, this makes the card a present. So it's a regular card with room to write, cute little notes inside, but this is where your gift card is. You untie the bow, and it's made so that you can retie it, open it up, and there's your Starbucks card. This is actually mine. Yours wouldn't have $10 written on it. This is one I have in my wallet, and I had them write how much is in it, so I know. But your gift card fits right in there, and you just tie it right back up again. Super easy. Okay, so we're going to learn how to make this tonight. You don't get the gift card, but we're going to learn how to make the card. All right, so there's that. So let's get started. If you, and yes, there is a sketch. Here's one. This sketch is in the Lucy classroom. Remember, Lucy is located right here. If you go to karamiller.com, and if you're not already enrolled, you'll click on New Classes, and it will bring you to the Lucy classroom. It's all my live classes. It's getting really full. We're almost at the end of the year. All my classes that I've done on Facebook, live. So the recordings are there, the sketches are there. It is a treasure trove of information and ideas. So It's a great place if you're just wondering. I try to give them titles that make sense, but not always. It's hard to remember sometimes. But if you look in, you should see the sketch right away, and you can decide if it's something that you wanted to go back to the video. The sketch is hopefully going to remind you what it is that you're going to make. Okay, so let's get started with this one. First thing is you're going to need your A2 card, which is just your base. Now, a couple of ideas. Your card could go this way if you like that idea, but I did this one vertical, so that's how we're going to do this one tonight. So we're going to start with a regular card base. It doesn't have to be white. It can be, but it could be any color. I just need to grab cardstock here. Some of the other things that you're going to want that you might not necessarily have. Oh, yay. Thanks, ladies, for reminding me. Goodness. Yes, there will be 2 make and send kits for this class. I will pick 2 people from the shared list and send them to you. I'm still waiting for an address from somebody. Let me see who it is. I'm still waiting for an address from Linda Mahoney. Linda, if you're here, make sure that you message me your address so that I can get it out to you. Yes, share this video, and then I will pick 2 lucky winners after, and then I post at the bottom who it is. Okay, this is the Stampin' Up! Envelope board. And I will tell you, when I first got it, I thought, I don't know. This seems confusing. It's the coolest thing. So we're going to use that. You're also going to need your trimmer, right? Your Stampin' Up! Trimmer. You're going to need a piece of cardstock that's going to, hold on, I'm just looking while I'm doing it. I want you. No, I don't want you. Sorry, hold on 1 second. I want the Very Vanilla, because I don't do enough Very Vanilla. So we're going to use that tonight. We're going to use some Very Vanilla. And this is Farmhouse Christmas. And it's actually a 12 by 12, but this is cut. Hey, Jackie. Jackie and I spent time in Orlando at the Stampin' Up! Event. Super fun. She got to spend a lot of time at Disney, too. Okay, so that's what we're going to use to make our card. All right, so we're going to start with the base, which is 5.5 by 8.5. And so I get 2 cards out of that one. Then it seems like I'm pulling out a lot of tools, but I really, really, really like my Simply Scored board. I just use this one all the time, and I'm going to score it at 4 1/4. I'm actually going to do 2. Hey, Trish. Trish was in Orlando, too. We're just talking about how much fun we had. Penny, you too. Oh, my gosh. It's an Orlando reunion. Okay, so there's our card bases. I'm going to fold those. Use my bone folder. Get a nice crease. So I'm actually making 2 cards at once. I'm probably not going to finish 2 whole cards. Okay, the next thing I need is the piece that's going to go behind here. This one, okay? So I'm going to use a piece of this. This is from Farmhouse Christmas. I love this one. And this is going to be cut at 4 by 5 1/4. Again, the measurements are in the classroom, so you don't have to try and write them down or remember them. And that's going to go right here, all right? Then I need a piece that's going to go back here. And because I'm using the Very Vanilla, I'm going to use Very Vanilla to stamp on. So I need another piece of Very Vanilla. And that one is going to be, let's pop this back out. This is going to be 3.5 by 4 3/4. Kathy, I hope not. It doesn't look like that on my end. Nope, it's live. Live and in person. And then 3.5. Okay, and then that's really the base of my card. So now I'm ready to make my envelope. Right here, right? So now I get to make this part. I am going to use the other side of my designer series paper. This is where it gets tricky. I'm going to tell you that you need 5.5 by 5.5, but so does this itty bitty little envelope board. How did I figure that out? Well, the first thing I did was I took out my gift card and I measured it to see what size I needed, and I need 2.5 by 3.5, actually 2.25. So I look over here and it tells me all the different card sizes. There's not really a 2.25. Let me get this up here so you can see. Whoops, sorry, makes you dizzy. It's 2.5 by 3.5, and that tells me that I need a 5.5 by 5.5. Okay? Oh, don't you love this paper, Jackie? I do too. I've used it for a ton of things. So I need a 5.5 by 5.5 piece to make my envelope. Never in a gazillion years would I have figured that out all by my little self. But that machine, that little envelope board tells me. So there's 5.5 by 5.5, and now I'm ready to make my envelope. All right, so this gets a little tricky the first time, but honestly, once you do it a few times, it's really not bad. So it tells you too, right here, it does tell you what to do. I need to put my paper at my score line of 2 3/8. I know it's really tiny and you can't read it, but you will when you actually look at it. So here are, let me zoom in a little. So here's 2 3/8 right there. And tucked in this corner, I'm a little too tight, so now you can't really see the board. We have to have a happy medium here. In here is a little scoring tool, 2 3/8, and there's a little groove right here. And I'm going to start down here and go up with my tool. And I'm going to punch and score at the same time. How do you punch? This little circle right here. So punch, score, and turn. This time I'm going to line this up, this little gadget, with my score line that I just made. So no more worrying about numbers. I just line that up. Sometimes it's hard to see it exactly, and it's going to be super hard for you to see it. So let me do it this way. Let me find a pen. So, there, this will work. Because I want you to be able to see these lines. 2 3/8. Okay. So I scored it, but I'm going to draw the line too. I don't know if I can. I can. It's just going to make a mess. Never mind. I'll try and score it deeper. And then I'm going to turn it, and then that score line is going to line up with this little gadget. Same thing. I'm going to score right up there, and I'm going to punch. Practice on scrap paper, because the first one will come out really wonky and it won't work. You'll be like, what? What was she talking about? Then you'll get so good at this. And score. So it's punch and score 4 times. All right? This paper is really hard to see. And then you're going to, and I'm going to use this, I'm going to fold on those score lines. So I get an idea of what my envelope is going to look like. It's going to look like this. right? Now I could leave it just like that, or I could get rounded edges. Those points, these 2 points need to round. Bring this little handy dandy thing back, and look, it's up here. And I'm going to slide that right in, round it, and then this one, and round it, okay? All right, so now I'm ready to assemble this. I did it with the wrong ends, and I was just going to say to you, if you do the wrong ends, no need to worry, and I did. So now I put these cute little inside ones, but that's not what I meant to punch. So you could punch all 4 and not worry. Bring it back in, and let's punch the ones I wanted. Okay. Now the one thing you want to remember is if you take your adhesive and run adhesive all the way up here, this little point is going to stick down and then nothing's going to get in my card. Okay? So I'm going to put my adhesive right here on those 2 pieces. You can use tear tape to make sure that you get a good solid hold, or you can just use snail. Sometimes, especially if you're going to mail it or it's going to sit under the tree, you might want to have a little stronger adhesive. You don't want any gift cards falling out. Although we're using our ribbon to kind of add to it. So there's that. Love tear and tape. And there's that one. And then just you peel off the white part. And stick it down. So there is my envelope ready to go. All right. So let's bring my card back. And you're noticing that on this card I had rounded corners. I used the corner rounder on my envelope board to round that piece of paper. So I'm going to get the same angle, get all the use I can out of my envelope board. I'm going to put this down first. Pop that on there. And then this piece is going to go like this, and this is going to go like this, right? But I want to put my sentiment right here. How wide, Jean? Wide this way? I think that's your question. It is 1/4 of an inch. Okay. So this is where my sentiment's going to go, and I am using the Sincerely Santa. Now, the kit with the tags in it, why not think? What? Why? Did I answer your question? Yeah, I think I did. Tell me again if I didn't. There's a little bit of a delay. Right, Dolly? So easy. Okay, so I'm going to use this one's from Santa, but seriously, there's so many cute ones on here. You could just use the to and from, and then you could really do a fancy schmancy decoration up here if you wanted. A nice, one of your thinlits would work really well. The snowflakes, lots of things could go on this one. You could do a nice watercolor scene. Lots of different things, okay? All right, so, but I'm going to stamp. I'm going to stamp, and then I'm going to use my ribbon. So, let's see, where did Santa Claus go? This one's from Santa, and I need some, where's my ink? I'm going to use my StazOn, so I get a nice black sentiment. I'm going to put this, I kind of have to gauge where it's going to go, make sure that I'm not going to cover it up with my envelope. So I put my envelope on it. General idea, okay, you're going to go about here. Cute. I love the smell of this ink. Okay, next I am bringing in, this is the last piece of this cherry collar ribbon that I have. I loved this one. This is the stitched one on one side and then it's just the dots on the other. I love it. And I am going to use, I've shown you this trick a gazillion times, but I really like it. Lynn taught me this trick. You take this, wrap it around, and tie a knot. Thanks, Lynn. And then there's smell to the StazOn. It smells like vanilla, sort of. I think it smells awesome. So double knot this. Licorice, that's good. Now remember, the envelope maker will be part of the tools that go on sale starting tomorrow. Is tomorrow tool day? Not, it's the next day. Stampin' Up! Has the 10% off sale this week. Every 2 days it's something different. So you have to kind of keep up. This is going to go right here. And you're thinking, well, that's kind of weird. It's a loop. Wait, it's going to look so cool, but I'm going to put this down first. So I'm going to flip this over on the back, run a little bit of snail. I'm going to nail this down. I'm going to attach this so these ends are going to be covered anyway. You can use a glue dot. Snail works. All right, so that's in place. Again, the loop just doesn't impress anyone, but watch. Let me zoom in so that you can get this really close, in case you haven't seen me do it before. You've got this cute little loop, right? I'm going to put my snips in and do it on a diagonal. And now look at the bow that I ended up with, nice and flat, right there, right? So cute. Okay, so there's that. And then this can go down. And then I'm ready to work with my envelope a little bit. I'm going to use just the plain white ribbon. Okay, this one, and I'm just going to make sure I have enough to go around and tie a bow on the front. And I'm going to lay this down, kind of put it in the middle, right like that. And I'm going to run a piece of snail right across and pop you in. Then I'm going to use my dimensionals, which I had here a second ago, just to give it a little dimension. But because I've got that ribbon in the middle and I want to make sure it sticks, I'm going to put a dimensional half on the ribbon and half on the paper in the middle, two of them. One above it and one below it, because I want people to be able to use this ribbon, so I want to make sure it really sticks. All right, so then pull off my dimensional backings. Pile these up on the side so I can knock them off on the floor and then have them stick to the bottom of my bare feet. It really does, Penny. It really is a quick one, and yet it looks so complicated, right? And then put this right on here. No, put this on. lining up your edges and your, there you go. Then you take your card, pop that down inside, bring this over, and tie your bow. Now if you don't like the double bow or you want to match your bows, you can definitely do that. I wanted to show you a couple of different bow techniques, so I put 2 bows on here. But then, now this is just as basic and as simple as it can be, right? But what about if you put some really cute embellishments? Like, do you have any of your snowflakes left? They would look really cute on the front. Do you have any little tags that you could put on there? If you're worried about it popping up, like this one isn't tied really tight because I didn't do a great job. If you put it dimensional, it'll probably allow you to pick it up a little bit. So if you just pop a dimensional under here, it'll be easier to pick up than if you really glue it down. And if you bring a friend in to help you tie this bow with a finger, you could get it tighter. Actually, if you look at it instead of looking at the camera, it probably goes better too. Alrighty, so super cute, super easy. And then if you leave the ribbon, you just tuck it right back down in. Okay, awesome. Remember the sketch with your measurements is in my classroom. Easy to find, and yes, if you share tonight, I will go through and pick 2 lucky winners. Thank you so much for coming. This was fun. And I will see you guys soon. Bye-bye.